What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Endless, here to bring you our Week 2 match of Draft Jam versus the Bundle Montreal, coached by MrTJP. We took a pretty nice win Week 1 over Aimel 3-0. We did get a little lucky. A variety of hacks did go in our favor. I don't think any of them were game-changing, but definitely added up. I still think I played and prepped pretty well Week 1, so I'm still pretty happy with that win. So let's just hop right into Week 2. So we're up against MrTJP, who I believe is 0-1 at this point. I think Week 1 he got a bit unlucky. He got his gold angle frozen, and then so that kind of ended the game for him. So he's definitely looking to bounce back. We're looking to continue our streak, hopefully moving up to 2-0. Let's get right into the matchup. So on his side as always, Golden Go is a fucking problem. My Ghost Resist is a Hisuian Zoroark. So Golden Go just clicks like Scarf Shadow Ball, and I have nothing I can do about it. Like, every time it comes in, click Scarf Shadow Ball or Make It Rain, I pretty much have to sack a Pokemon, which is really rough. Gliscor is pretty decent to me. Obviously, I have Urshifu Rapid Strike, but Game Hazard is really strong when my spinner is Donphan. And yes, it's a Golden Go, but Keys will run Air Balloon as well to stop me from spinning if it wants to. Terra Salamence is very scary. If you look at my team, my flying resists aren't the best. I do fully expect Terra Flying to come. I most worry about potentially Scarf Terra Flying to have to be like Scarf Urshifu and just spam Terra Blast with Moxie. If it's like a Dragon set, I think it has to be mixed. It has to be mixed with like Fire Blast for Skarm and Metagross, especially for Metagross, because if it's not like Fire Blast, Flamethrower probably doesn't knock me out and Ice Punch will KO in return. I mean, if it's Terra Flying, it'll live one, but my point is, if it runs Dragon, it's pretty much just forced to be mixed here. Walking Wakens are very scary mon on the Sun Core with Ninetales. My switch-ins are very limited. It's pretty much just a Spadef Screamtail and an Araquanid. And they can do it, but we can obviously always flip turn out, and flip turn into Golden Go on the Screamtail is a gigantic issue. Or flip turn to Salamence on the Araquanid is also a big problem. Ninetales is Ninetales tier, set up the Sun, it's not going to do much else. Like, I know my fire resists aren't the best, but like, Araquanid can switch in pretty well. If it like runs Scarf Respects, it could be annoying, but I think it's always going to run Heat Rock here, so with it running Heat Rock, rocks are going to be paramount to keep it in check. And limit the Sun turns. Next will be Terra Venusaur. This thing's obviously a problem. Like, Fire, Poison, Ground coverage is my whole team. Fire, Ground, Grass coverage is my whole team. It's just very strong into me. I don't have anything that counts. I don't have any Scarfers that counts to be in the Sun, which obviously complicates things a bit. It is possible with certain Scarfers, like, if you're really fast, but with my speed obviously capping at 111, I can't. And Pulmon's okay. I don't think it's amazing here. Like, yes, it says Zoroark switch in. It's like an okay Petron answer. It means I can't Parting Shot, which is nice. So it's actually probably decent here. And like it can check some things. So it probably comes. But I don't know if it's matchup. I think it has to come for Petron anyway. Sylveon, I don't think comes into Petron, Skarmory, Metagross, Ogremon, Heartflame. I don't think it has any reason to be here. Terra Avlog, I think, is really bad to me with like with stuff like Petron and Zoroark running around. However, I have learned from doing some power rankings with TJP for his league recently that he is maybe the biggest Terra Avlog fan in the world, so who knows, could be coming. And Infernape, like, again, my fire resists aren't the best, but I feel like he has better things he can be doing than bringing Infernape here. I mean, it definitely is a viable bring. I just think, like, these 6 and Avlog and Pulveon are more likely than the Infernape. On my side, starting off, Urshifu Rapid Strike is pretty solid here. The one issue is he has, like, Ice Resists. It has Water Resist in Salamence, Stab Resist in Salamence and Venusaur, so I have to do this with an Ice Punch on the Switch, which is decent but not great, so I was unsure if I should bring Urshifu here. Petron has a terrible matchup. I mean, there's a Golden Go, there's a Gliscor, there's an Empoleon. Like, Petron is so bad here, it's just not bringable. Screamtail is interesting because it is a very good Walking Wake answer. It is one of my rockers, and rocks, as I mentioned, are very important for the Ninetales and for the Salamence. It also can maybe paralyze stuff with Thunder Wave could be nice. It can encore like a setting up Sylveon or a setting up Gliscor. It's just overall pretty solid here. Donphan's not great. Like, spinning the rocks and spikes is nice, but it kind of just loses to Blue and Golden Go and also loses to like everything else on the draft, so it's not great. Skarmory is Skarm. I still hate it. It still sucks here, so it's not coming. Heartflame is one of my saving graces. It hits so hard in the Sun. Even like Salamence does not enjoy taking some boosted IV cudgels. And I can also use Play Rough to hit the Salamence and Walking Wing very hard. If I can get a speed boost from Trailblaze, I can outspeed Scarfers. I outspeed Walking Wake in Sun, which is really big. So Heartflame has a fantastic offensive matchup here. It's going to be one of my key pieces if I'm going to win this game. Metagross isn't. I mean, Metagross is fine. Like, it's an okay men's check. It can't really switch into much, but it's an okay men's check. It's an okay breaker here, which is probably why it needs to come as just a breaker to like maybe hit the Gliscor when ice move. It's not amazing, but as you can see here, a lot of my mons are really kind of trash in this matchup. So I have to bring 6 anyway, even if I don't really like their matchups. Hisuian Zoroark is fantastic here. There's no ghost resist, so Scarf with a Terra Ghost is just pretty much a kill button. And the only one that really can revenge it is his complete lack of priority. His only one that can revenge it is Venusaur in the Sun. If I can get up webs, which we'll see where because I am bringing Araquanid, this has to be Venusaur Sun, and like outside of Spadef and Polion, everything will just drop the Shadow Balls. Conk is important here. It's a very good Assault Vest Pokemon. It checks a Venu in Walking Wake somewhat. Kaylee's pivot into them a couple times. It's okay. It's hard for it to do everything it wants to do, and obviously the Avalugg sits on it, but overall it's definitely a must bring here. And finally, Araquanid, I mentioned it, but webs are just, I can't not have webs here. Venusaur's a problem. They make Walking Wake get a special attack boost instead of a speed boost. Yes, they boost Empoleon special attack, which is not ideal, but I have ways around that. Even with a special attack boost, AV really fat Conkeldurr switches in pretty safely and can force it out with Drain Punch. And Araquanid is also like an okay response to Gliscor if it's something that, and just come in on Gliscor and force it out. But as you can kind of tell from the way I'm talking here, a lot of my Pokemon just have really crappy matchups here. This one does not feel good, like overall. Yes, I have a couple mons doing Heartflame and Zoroark, which do work, but everything else, like, I almost didn't want to bring. Like, it genuinely was painful picking 6 Pokemon for this matchup because just so many of them had so many things they could be abused by. However, let's get into the team and see what I did end up bringing. So I'm going to start with my dedicated lead, which is this Araquanid. I am Sash lead because it does set up webs on everything other than a Gliscor. And if Gliscor taunts me, I can just Ice Beam it or Surf and do a ton of damage. Surf and Ice Beam hit the team pretty well. Obviously not Empoleon, but I'm just getting up the webs from Empoleon. Surf is just a good stab, hits everything pretty hard. Ice Beam is to prevent something like Salamence or Venusaur from trying to set up too much on me. And I have Rain Dance in the last slot. I didn't really need a 4th move, so it's just like if he leads Ninetales and he Baton Passes out, and you just quick Rain Dance, and wherever he comes is a lot worse. The special attack, I believe, allowed me to... it was a calc versus Gliscor with Surf. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a Surf Gliscor calc to, I think, Oko, like a certain spread, and then the rest just in Spadef and HP to take hits from stuff like Venusaur and Golden Go and Walking Wake. Now onto the actual first one on the build, from left to right, we have a Life Orb Screamtail. Is Pro Emphasis speed boosting, meaning that I outspeed in the sun everything except Venusaur, so I outspeed Wake, I outspeed +1 D-Knight, etc. Fire Blast hits Golden Go in the sun. It does do like 80 with the Life Orb to like bulkier set. I think it just Oko's a frail set. And that's the main reason why I'm riding the Life Orb is because Golden Go is so scary on coming on this. If I can take advantage of the sun and just knock it out, it opens up my team a lot for the late game. Rocks are just important. Like rocks, I have to bring rocks here. I had to bring something. I had to come on Donphan or Meta or Skarmory. Screamtail, I thought Screamtail was the best to fit it. Ice Beam does Oko most Gliscors with the Life Orb and the special attack investment, so that's why I say her. And then Thunder Wave, I kind of wanted Dazzling Gleam in this spot to hit the Walking Wake, to hit Walking Wake harder. But realistically, I think T-Wave is just safer. It allows me to slow down anything. It's just like really reliable. Dazzling Gleam might have been better, but I think T-Wave was a fine pick. Then we have Heartflame, as I mentioned, a team builder, kind of the exact set. Cudgel, player of Trailblaze Swords Dance. He has very little counter to play to this. If I get up to +1, I'm in a really strong spot. Even if I don't, and I'm only at +2, it's hard for him to revenge it anyway. He might have to sack Ninetales to get in Venusaur, which is really big, because that takes rid of the sun for the rest of the game. So yeah, it's pretty basic. Heartflame, just creeping Wake. There's also creeping Wake with the Screamtail. Yeah, it's Heartflame. It does its Heartflame stuff. Metagross is here with 3 attacks agility. It's max speed because max speed outspeeds in what is it? Max speed at +2. I believe that outspeeds +1 Walking Wake by 1 point. So that's why I'm running the set. And that's why I'm running. Well, that's by 2 points, but anyway, point is the outspeeds max speed Walking Wake in Sun. I have Cassine Berry, so I can maybe take a hit from Golden Go. If it tries to come in, take a hit and revenge me, I can knock it out with 2 Earthquakes. It's not great. Metagross is amazing here. I didn't really see anything else I really liked on here, though. Maybe could have brought like Donphan or Shifu, but I don't know. I think it was like the least bad 6 mod on the team, which obviously feels bad to say, but is what it is. Then we have the Scarf Zoroark. This is very important here. It's one of my main breakers. As I said, he does not switch into Shadow Ball at all. Once again, Creeping, Walking, Wake. Shadow Ball, U-turn, Focus Blast, Icy Wind. Focus Splash, if it comes down to it, allows me to hit the Empoleon harder if I really need that in game. Icy Wind is if something's not in range of Shadow Ball, like Salamence is in range of Shadow Ball, I can Icy Wind to slow it down and then bring in something else to revenge it. But realistically, this thing's just clicking Shadow Ball every time. That's all I want it to do. Come in, quick Shadow Ball, claim a kill, get out. Then for our last Pokemon you haven't seen yet, we have a Conkeldurr. It's offensive with Max Spadef and obviously there's still at rest HP. Drain Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Mach Punch, Iron Fist because I'm running all punches and he doesn't threaten too many like burns with this team outside like Ninetales. But basically, I don't think Ninetales. One, I don't think it can fit Will-O-Wisp in this game, and two, I don't think it would walk quick it here anyway out of fear of Guts. Oh yeah, this allows me to check Empoleon. It allows me to check Golongo. Fire Punch's Sun hits it pretty hard. It allows me to check Venusaur. I take any hit. I don't think I'm even too KO'd by any hit. I can just Fire Punch it. I take hits from Walking Wake. Okay, I can Drain Punch off to get a lot of damage on it. It's just a pretty reliable mon here. Nothing too crazy. So yeah, that's the build. We have the Life Orb, Screamtail, basic Ogerpon, Free Attacks, Cassive, Metagross. The Scarf, Terraghost, Zoroark. The pretty basic AV offensive Conk. And then the Weed, Sash, Araquanid. So that's it. That's our build for week 1 or week 2. Let's get right into the battle. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the battle versus MrTJP. I do want to start off by apologizing. I screwed up the audio again, apparently. Last week, the music was way too loud. This week, it's completely non-existent. I'm just going to have to next week, before I battle on my week 3, just have to test a bunch of settings until I can get it right. So we will see. Because I don't know what the problem is, because I never had problems in LTM with this. So I'll have to figure it out. But anyway, let's get right into the battle itself then, with that small, unfortunate disclaimer out of the way. So we are going to search for TJP, and we do find him. As always, we're going to pause that preview. So we see Gliscor, Terra Flying Salamence, Ninetales, Terra Fire Venusaur, Empoleon, and Terra Poison Avalugg. So the Terra Flying Salamence I was very scared of. As I mentioned at Team Builder, I think that's by far the best type into me. So on that, I start thinking, okay, it might be Scarf, because Scarf Terra Flying is really scary. Venusaur Terra Fire makes sense. I mean, I don't have great switches to Weather Ball. You know, it's pretty basic stuff there. Terra Poison Avalugg is interesting. I guess it's like an Urshifu check in the sun. It can't be toxic. I don't know. Personally, I don't think the Avalugg was ever a good in this matchup, but like, it's here. So I am always going with my Araquanid here. I have no reason to deviate from the game plan. Seeing the Empoleon does mean that Zoroark's a bit less free, but Shadow Ball's still relatively safe quick here. Yeah, we'll skip ahead a little bit until I'm actually clicking the buttons. There we go. Weeding with the Araquanid, then we are going to lock that in. We weed Araquanid, he weeds Salamence. One weed I really did not want to see. He does not reveal Intimidate, which does mean he's Moxie, so that's really scary. I do consider if I can switch out turn 1, but I'm really scared of him starting to set up. The only thing I could have made going to Screamtail, because Screamtail probably does have a +1 dual wing beat, but I'm not sure if it lived the +1 after Terra. So Araquanid's just got Ice Beam here, get off damage. And the Salamence is good Dragon Dance. I'm gonna Ice Beam here, get off a good, like, I think it's like 60%, yeah. And now, I'm gonna do something very stupid. For some reason, I forgot the move Dual Wing Beat exists. I was so locked in on his Flying Stab being Terra Blast that, I just stayed in with my Sash Araquanid. I was like, oh, I live a Terra Blast, I can do a ton back. If he Terras, I quick Surf, it knocks him out. But he has Dual Wing Beats. I just completely forgot about the existence of this move. That's going to knock out my Araquanid, get him a Moxie boost, and it's going to prevent me from getting up Sticky Web, which Sticky Web would have been very good into stuff like the Venusaur. So now I'm in a bit of a tough spot. It's +2, +1. I don't have a choice. I have to go into Zoroark. It's disguised as Conk, meaning that it's disguised as Conk, which helps a little bit because he's going to think he has Dual Wing Beat, so I can just Terra, because there's no reason not to Terra here. I just not Shadow Ball here. Like, I don't think he would ever live if I didn't Terra, but I just want to quick it, just make sure I knock it out no matter what. Kind of facing one of my non-Terra captains Terraing, but obviously it's just the Zoroark, and Zoroark will knock out the Salamence here. So we do have both traded 1 for 1, but I'm locked in a Shadow Ball, and also I didn't get my web, so I think he definitely got the very far better part of that trade. So I have to think what to bring in on my Scarf Shadow Ball. And he is going to go into Empoleon, makes sense, like, it's pretty free here. I'm just going Conk, I take a hit. I don't really care what he does. I'm just going to conk here. Because if he's Spadef, I don't actually tweak off the Shallow Ball. I don't want to let this take too much damage. So I'm just going to bring in my AV conk. He's going to flip turn, makes sense. Like, why not? That does a little bit. Not a ton does. But it does enough that it's like, not. I know it's not minus attack, so it either might have our physical moves or it might just be minus speed, which would make sense to get the solar flip turn. In comes Avalug on this, so I can't do shit to Avalug, but it can't do shit to me either, so I don't care. I believe I just go hard into Screamtail here because, again, I'm not scared of this thing at all. Yeah. Screamtail should believe a hit pretty easily, and then it can fire off a big special attack. He's just going to come in. He is going to Terra the Avalug, meaning that he cannot Terra his Venusaur, which is appreciated because obviously my fire switches are very limited with Araquanid down. So this thing is now Terra Poison, which changes like nothing, but you know, there it is. It's going to Earthquake. Do a good chunk. It is going to crit my Screamtail, which is very unfortunate. Limits my amount of moves I can get off of the Life Orb, but it's not the end of the world. And I believe I'm just going to get my rocks here. If he's like Terra Blast, that's really bad, but I don't think Terra Blast makes a lot of sense into me. Like, especially if he's bringing all 3 Terra Captains, he might not be playing to Terra Astalize this thing anyway. We gotta think for a bit here, and I think I do just quick Stealth Rock. Or do I? No, yeah, I Stealth Rock. Even though we can spin them away, then on the next turn I can get off a huge hit with Fire Blast, so it's not bad. He's gonna switch out, bring in the Gliscor, which is where I want to be because I get my rocks and I know he falls to Ice Beam. Or he's like super Spadef, I get it real well. He doesn't reveal Toxic or me. He can't be Yachi or anything, so Ice Beam should just knock it out here. Just click the button, no reason to predict, and I do, and Gliscor's going to go down, which is fantastic for Ogerpon. Ogerpon now looks really strong in this endgame. Obviously, there's still the Avalug, but if I get some chip on Avalug, and the Ivy Control on the Sun will do a ton to it. It can't Oko me, so I can easily set up a Swords Dance on it. In comes the Ninetales to get up the Sun. It's going to take rocks, so it's almost definitely Heat Rock here. Yep, and I gave him my speed boost, but there's really no point staying. I can't risk taking too much damage on this. Pretty sure I just, I say I just T-Wave, right? Because I don't want Conk to take too much damage. And Screamtail's use is kind of limited here. It's mainly just for the Avalug. So I'm going to Thunder Wave, however, I'm going to miss. And the Weather Ball does a ton. Actually, the Weather Ball doesn't actually knock me out, right? Yeah. So I'm going to just quick Thunder Wave again because this thing's game range of everything now. Which is obviously, like, not great. I'm going to quick hit again, and I'm going to get a second Thunder Wave miss on top of the crit on Screamtail. He's going to Baton Pass out me. He does get in his Venusaur here. But he is still having to waste turns, and I can quick Fire Blast to ensure he can't quick Growth here. But obviously, getting a Thunder Wave on that Ninetales would have been really nice, slowing it down for later, but I'm not allowed nice things. So that's just what it is. I know I got really lucky last week, but I think, you know, these Thunder Wave misses were pretty big. Anyway, Scream just a quick Fire Blast. I mean, I have to. He's just going to Weather Ball, knock me out, not play with fire. Fair enough. And now I'm just going to go into my Conkeldurr. Like, I don't have a really good response to this. Like, I just have to go into Conkeldurr. He reveals the Life Orb, which is good to know. Means that I can chip him down with the combination of that and the rocks. And I just go Conk. I don't have a really great play into this. And now I'm just going to Fire Punch again. I kind of have to play straightforward. It's a huge frame for me. I don't have another play. He's going to switch. I don't remember what he goes into here. It's the Avalug, right? So I'm going to get off the Fire Punch. Just do Virtual Enemy, so it's very Fizz Def because that's the Sun boosted one. And I believe I just go hard Heart Flame because, like, I don't have a great answer to this otherwise, and Heart Flame doesn't take that much from anything. If it is Avalanche, I take not much because I'm switching in instead of moving first, instead of hitting it. So I do just go into my Heart Flame here, trying to exert some offensive pressure. And he is, I believe, just going to recover here, if I remember correctly. No, he Earthquakes. So that does a ton. That does, like, almost half, which is unfortunate. But I can just Ivy Cudgel here. I can also Swords Dance if I really want to. In fact, I don't remember if how many Sun turns there were. I think there might have been enough that I could have Ivy Cudgel, but a Swords Dance. But then Ivy Cudgel might not KO without the Sun. So I believe I just Cudgel here, just get off as much damage as I can. Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly Cudgel and Sun. Does a ton of damage even despite being Fizz Def. He's going to spin, get rid of the rocks, which is a little unfortunate. But his stun's still up, so I just quick Cudgel again. I mean, I knock this out or I do a ton of damage or something. So that is going to go down. His Terra's gone as well. That's appreciated. In comes the Venusaur, however. I know there's still at least one Sun turn left. I'm trying to think how many. There's one Sun turn left, so I'm just going to go out to Conk. Again, Conk takes a hit real easily. Wait, I guess. Oh, I'm really not remembering this game well. I guess I just sacked the Metagross. Yeah, I guess I wanted to keep health on my Conk. Yeah, I realized Meta was not that helpful in this end game, so I just sack off the Metagross here. I don't know if I agree with that play, but it's the play I made. So here we are. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that play. Because a Conk can always just Drain Punch on the following turn because he's forced out. But with the Sun gone, and Drain Punch is going to do a ton into your Ninetales or Empoleon. So yeah, I believe I do just go into Heart Flame trying to take advantage of the Sun being gone. Pretty sure. No, I just go Conkeldurr. Wow, I really do not agree with all my own plays this game. I should have just gone Heart Flame and clicked Ivy Cudgel. That was completely free. There was no reason not to go Heart Flame. He's just going to go out to his Ninetales, and Fire Punch is not going to do that much. Whereas if I had gone into Ogre Pond, Ivy Cudgel would have done a ton to it. Sail's a really bad play. Fire Punch does about 40, which is nice. So I do survive a Wereball from here, so I'm just going to Drain Punch, get some health back. Yeah, I really wish I had the Metagross sack right now, but unfortunately I did not, so that's really bad for me. So I'm just going to Drain Punch. I just go Weather Ball, do a chunk, go like 30%. Get heal off some of it with the Drain Punch. Bring him up to 218, and this is out of range of any hit from Modest Life Orb Venusaur. So this endgame looks pretty set, even if, like, he goes Venusaur here, he clicks a button, I survive, I knock out a Fire Punch, and then the Empoleon can't win the endgame on its own into my remaining Pokemon. He does bring in the Venusaur here, and I'm just going to click Fire Punch. That's what I have to do. Ice Punch is a roll to kill, and there's no point in clicking it anyway with Empoleon in the back. So I'm just going to click the Fire Punch. He is going to reveal Solar Beam, which is his strongest move. I do always live this from Modest Life Orb Venusaur, except he gets a second crit. And this can knock out my Conkeldurr, and Venusaur just sweeps me. There's literally nothing I can do. I always won the game if he didn't get that crit. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just like, well, the game's over. It doesn't really matter what I do anymore. I guess I could have gone to Zoroark and, like, prayed he was slow. Actually, no, no, he was timid. Yeah, timid never killed me here. He has to be timid to outspeed Zoroark in the start Zoroark. He's going to reveal to be timid here and just knock out my last two Pokemon. It's an unfortunate way to lose. I definitely did not play this game as well as I could have, but it's still frustrating that, I mean, I lost to a late game crit. That's this whole story. I lost to a late game crit. I always won the game if I hit that Fire Punch. I didn't get crit. The game was over. And Empoleon cannot 1v1 my last three Pokemon. So it would have been probably a 3-0 victory, putting me 2-0 plus 6. Instead, I'm now at 1-1 plus 1, which is very frustrating because next week I play, in my opinion, the strongest player in the entire league, Glop. And that matchup is not looking in my favor at all. So, unfortunately, we do lose 2 out to TJP. Nice guy, and we were talking after, but, you know, no hard feelings against him, but I am very frustrated about that crit ending the game. Like, there was literally nothing I could do. Like, I played correct. At least in that situation, there was nothing I could do. I could have played better and preserved health on Conkeldurr. I could have, like, kept the Metagross alive, or I could have just sacked him. Also probably sack the Zoroark. Sack the Zoroark to Wereball, bring in Heart Flame, Quick IV Cudgel, and then that will knock out. It should do a ton to Ninetales if it doesn't knock it out. It should actually knock out Ninetales, I'm pretty sure, from that range. Then Venusaur comes in, I sack Heart Flame, I go Conk, and Conk should win the end game. So I definitely did not see the line in the end game, and I'm disappointed in myself. I played pretty poorly too with forgetting about Dual Wing being the early game. I mean, most of the prep did its job, which is good, but I know, like, at the end of the day, crits are crits. It sucks, but we do take a loss in week 2, bring us down to 1-1 plus 1. And I do apologize again about the lack of game audio. I screwed this up. I'll have to fix it later for week 3. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night. I've been Endless. Peace.